Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Champ, and I'm back with another Champ Talk, okay? Let me get my gloss on, because you know I can't start my video without my gloss. Ooh, okay. So now let's get started. Today's topic is a little bit serious. I kind of went back and forth on whether or not I would even address this, because I don't usually like to talk about, race and a lot of different things, only because I stand very in the middle. You guys know I'm adopted by white people. My family was great. I grew up in a family who did not see color. I didn't even realize that I didn't match them for the longest. So with that being said, I just still experienced something. This was about a month ago, by the way, you guys, when, a lot of people were protesting. There's a lot of stuff going on in, all over the country. This was not just in LA thing or in Minnesota thing. This was all over the country. I totally agree with people standing up for their rights. I totally agree with people calling others out when they're wrong. But I think there's a way to do it. And what really hurt me the most about this was that I got called Karen by another woman of color, who not only was someone at one point who I used to look up to because I've done a job with her before, but someone who was leading different protests of her own and, really being a spokesperson for African Americans. So it kind of hurt me that, like, dang, why she single me out? And my point of this video today is to tell everybody that as Black women, we shouldn't be, tearing each other down. Or if we see somebody else who has a platform, per se, kind of like I do, not using it in the way that we think that they should, we shouldn't just cancel them. Like, we live in such a generation of canceling. That's the first thing that we do. We just cancel each other. You have to be an example for others and teach others what they should do. If you see somebody else with, a platform struggling to use their voice, or even if they don't have a platform, just another person struggling to, use their voice, or maybe they're not doing anything, you don't know why, instead of just getting mad at them, I think that you should, approach them and maybe encourage them, because you don't know what that person's going through. You have absolutely no idea why they're acting the way that they're acting. So let me just start with the story. This happened probably a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I don't even know. It really took me a while before I decided to actually talk about this. But basically, I was at my man's house, and I was looking over the balcony, and I saw all of the tanks coming, because you know how the riots were going in LA. And I saw the tanks coming, and I decided to put it on my story. And I got a DM from a woman who I had worked with before, used to look up to, not anymore. I actually now want nothing to do with her. But I got a DM from her, and she was like, you better be going out there to protest. And I told her, I was like, probably not this one. Now, before this happened, first of all, it was getting ready to be dark. I usually personally don't protest at dark. A little backstory on me, I'm from St. Louis. I was there when the whole Mike Brown thing happened with Ferguson and all of that stuff. And there was a lot of looting and crazy things, and people who weren't even from St. Louis coming into my city and tearing things down. That really hits home for me. You know what I mean? And it also kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety being at those type of things, because I've seen a lot of crazy things happen at protests. I know protests are meant to bring change, and a lot of them are peaceful, but not everybody is there for the right reasons. And I'm not saying that's what was happening at this particular protest. I just like to make sure that if I go to a protest, or if I'm standing up for anything or backing anything, I know who's leading it. I know where the proceeds are going. I know what the end goal is, and I know who all is going to be there. So also previously, I had been at a protest where me and my friends we didn't get like physically attacked, but like, this guy was kind of charging us, and it was at a protest in LA like a couple days earlier, and we just he was a drunk, and he was an African American, which, color really doesn't matter, but at the end of the day, he was a drunk, and that's why I don't always like to go to protests, or I get anxiety about them, because it's like, you don't know who's there. And this is a hard time for everyone. Think about it. We've been, stuck in our homes for a long time. We've been, you know, all of this stuff has been happening against African Americans and different, you know, races. So a lot of people are under a lot of tension, you know? So I chose, after that happened at the protest I went to, and I was like, you know what, I'll use my voice another way. I don't know how, still figuring it out, but I'll use my voice my way. And when she wrote me, she was like, I hope you're gonna go to that protest. And I was like, probably not this one. You know, I had something happen at another protest, I can't really go. And she continued to get on me like, oh, so because you had one bad experience, you're not gonna go to any more protests, just give up? And then just kept going. Before I could even respond, really, just kept going and being like, okay, well, I guess you don't care about your people. Just say you're afraid to lose followers. Say you don't care about your people. And I was like, whoa. Say I don't care about my people? That's a little far. And I want to pause the story here to let you guys know, stop assuming you know why somebody does something. Because you don't. You don't know what anyone's been through. You don't know where their heart is. They might be struggling, just too upset or sad. And here she is coming at me, telling me I'm a bad person, all of this stuff, when she doesn't even, you know what I'm saying? All she made me want to do is not go even more. Because I don't want to deal with people like her. These have to be the type of things where we need to come together as a community. All colors. And especially our own color. No other woman of color needs to be coming against me because I'm not coming for her. I'm trying to build her up, so why are you tearing me down? Cut back to the story. It continues on. She's going, and I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna have this no more. I don't have her number. I just sent her a video right there because it's a lot easier for me to say what I'm, you know, than sit here try to type it out. I might forget what I'm saying. Let me just tell you. So basically, in the video, I told her, I didn't curse her out, I didn't call her out of her name, I actually didn't disrespect her. The most I did was twist my neck, and guess what? I'm doing that even now. So if you get offended by that, you should just never speak to me ever. You know, I'm animated. Okay, I used to do theater, so I can't just stop. So anyways, I gave her the video, and I told her, I said, hey, and I said her name. I said, don't you ever in your life tell me to say some false information. Tell me to say that I'm afraid to lose followers. Tell me to say I don't care about my people. That's bullying. And you won't bully me into saying anything that's not true. You won't put words in my mouth. Okay? So after that, she began to text me, called me a bitch, told me that I'm only good for busting it open for the gram. I'm not worth anything. I need to go make some spaghetti, which y'all know is my favorite meal ever. I love spaghetti. So she was telling me, you know, I need to go do that. So obviously, let me tell you what this tells me. You know, be mindful of what you get offended with other people because that tells you about your own insecurities. Me having my own opinion, me making my own choices should not affect you because you are your own person. Okay? And I told her, I was like, hey, you know, if you want to make a suggestion, I'm open to that because I am ever growing, ever changing, ever getting better. Always. I'm always leveling up. Guess what? If you met me yesterday, you want to continue to meet me today because I'm 10 times better, baby. I'm always getting better. But she didn't even want to have a conversation. She just continued to call me a bitch. She told me to come outside, come to her house. You guys, this is a businesswoman. A woman in the industry. If I set her out now and really put her text messages out or her DMs out and all that stuff, that would ruin her. But this is the difference between me and her. I don't have to tear her down to make my point. I don't even have to put her name in this. Because not only am I not trying to cancel someone, because I don't necessarily believe in that cancel culture, but that's another woman, and maybe that showed me her insecurities. She was talking about my hair's messed up, all this stuff, and I'm like, yo, sis, what is the way I'm looking right now? It was actually, you guys, it was the day I did that hike. It was the day I did the hike with my man. I had just got back when it happened, so y'all remember that. She was like, your hair's all messed up, you're this, you're that. The thing is, sis, what does my hair or the way I'm looking have to do with the task at hand, which is getting equality for the people, stopping brutality against African Americans? What does my hair have to do with that? What you're bringing in is your insecurities. Don't bring your insecurities into me, because let's say I was afraid to use my voice, which I'm not. I was just figuring out how to do it well. I want to make sure that I'm clear when I do things. I want to execute correctly. So let's say that I was afraid. All she would have done was intimidated me to where I didn't say anything. Okay? So the point is, you guys, we need to stand up for each other. We can't be over here, putting each other down, because that's what they want. They want us to fight each other. They want us to hate on each other. That's why some of them laugh at us. I don't tear down no other sister. I think every color is beautiful, even if you're pale, even if you're dark. And you don't understand, I grew up with people making fun of me because I didn't know certain things about black people. For heaven's sakes, I thought that Ashy was the Grays. I don't know if y'all heard that story or not, but I thought Ashy was the Grays. That's what my white mother used to tell me, because she didn't know what Ashy was. She just knew my legs got gray after the bath, But I got made fun of for that. I got made fun of for talking too white, dancing too white, all types of stuff. And I'm tired of everybody putting other people down. Light-skinned women shouldn't talk about dark-skinned women in a negative way, and dark-skinned women shouldn't talk about light-skinned women in a negative way. And we shouldn't have a problem when any color is proud to be what they are. One time in high school, I made a tweet and I was like, I'm so happy to be mixed. And my dark-skinned friend, who's no longer a friend of me, got on me and text messaged me like, you're so wrong for that. You hurt my feelings. And it's like, girl, you over here focusing, thinking that because I said I love being mixed meant that you were ugly because you were dark. And that's not the case at all. You're beautiful. What I meant by saying I love being mixed is, guess what? I've struggled for years with half my school calling me too white, half my school calling me too black. And today I want to celebrate the fact that I'm happy to be who I am. But instead, people make it about themselves. Like I said, remember, what you get offended by tells you a lot about yourself and what you need to heal your own soul with. I'm already getting a little heated about this, so I don't want to go, too much more into it. But I don't need to cancel that woman who said all this stuff about me. And also, I care about you guys, my viewers. I care about you guys as like my family, And I want, when you guys come to my channel, I want you to know that anything I recommend really has the champ stamp of approval. Okay, this is champ talk right now. So I'm keeping it all the way real with you guys. I want y'all to know that everything I have to say has the champ stamp of approval. So I would feel terrible giving that woman any light. Not because of the color of her skin, but because of the color of her heart. Okay? I'm not going to send you guys over to her page so y'all can go watch her. And what if she decides to attack one of y'all how she did me? And she makes one of you guys scared to use your voice. I would never set you up for that. That was someone who I once looked up to. That's probably why it affected me, because I was like, dang, I used to look up to you. Look how you act towards me. And I would never recommend you guys someone who I think is part of the problem. I would never recommend anyone who I think would tear one of you guys down or make you afraid to use your voice. If I'm going to recommend you guys another African American, another strong black woman, I'm going to make sure it's someone who's not intimidated by another woman's skin color, who's not intimidated by somebody's followers on the gram, who's not going to flip somebody's choice to not go to one rally, one protest, and say, oh, you don't care about your people now. Girl, are you with me on the day-to-day? Do you know what I did yesterday? Do you know what I plan on doing tomorrow? And it's crazy, because I went to one of her protests. Not with her, I had a friend invite me. But it's crazy because when she was there, she would all that, come outside, come to my house, pull up, bitch. All of that stuff. She wasn't talking, and when she saw me, oh hi, Danielle. You gotta understand, I don't hate her, I forgive her, and I understand that she's hurt as a woman. Maybe she doesn't know how to use her voice. But I would never recommend her for any other young women whose minds are vulnerable, for any of my family, which is you guys. I care about your minds, and I don't want to feed you with any negativity. I wouldn't put you around any poison, anyone with a dark heart. So with that being said, guys, before you go and cancel someone, before you assume you know why somebody does something, before you judge someone's choice of action or choice of way to express yourself, communicate with them. Communication is understanding. And if you disagree with them, maybe point out something that they could do. But you don't have to bring them down to do that. And you don't always have to bring others down to bring change. We shouldn't be fighting against each other. We should all be coming together. Everybody in the world. And that was another Champ Talk. If you guys haven't already, make sure you like my channel and subscribe to this video, and I will see you all next time.